don't even know if they've watched it yet, Phyllis. Lily hadn't even watched it when I spoke to her.
Take it from someone who's been there. I get it. It took my kids a long time to trust me after I faked my own death.
How if you're really, 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 really lucky, you find your person. The one. The one.
What the hell are you doing here? You know what? Never mind. I don't care. Just go right back out the way you came. Whatever fresh craziness this is, I don't have time for it.
Oh, Nick.
Okay, welcome back to the channel, you guys, and soapies. Y'all, buckle in, because we got to talk about a few things that happened in Genoa City. Yeah, very interesting things. I'm probably going to have a little bit of a rant, because Genoa City was serving mass heartbreak and a whole lot of denial today. You know what? I hope you got your tea ready, because it is piping hot. I'm going to give you a few highlights, and then we'll talk about some of the things that, we need to talk about. We got this situation between Billy, Sally, and also Adam and Chelsea. And it's interesting of Adam's reaction to Sally no longer being with Abbott Communications. We also got the situation going on with Claire, Kyle, and also not only Holden, because as much as Kyle is trying to get back in the good graces of Claire, Claire is making it hard, but she's making it very easy for Holden. So you know what? Without any further ado, let's go ahead and talk about this episode. So we start out over at Society, where we got Adam and Chelsea, and they're having lunch like two people who never ruin each other's lives multiple times. And of course, Adam is in full shade mode about Billy. He's basically like Billy Abbott is his own worst enemy, and I'm totally fine with that. And Chelsea is just sitting over there giggling, at least for the moment. Now, they get into this whole conversation about corporate gossip, and what's corporate gossip without an appetizer of old flames getting cozy? But let's not forget, Chelsea had to remind him that Sally is the actual CEO of Abbott Communications, not Billy. Now, Adam is basically like, yeah, whatever, but Billy is still pulling her strings. I mean, Adam, sir, do you really know who Sally Spectra is? That girl doesn't let anyone pull her strings unless she wants them to. So meanwhile, Billy is giving Sally the most delusional TED Talk ever about how his little AI blackmail scheme is going to bring Victor Newman to his knees. Sir, Victor Newman has outlived more schemes than there are coffee mugs at Crimson Lights. You are not about to out Victor. Now, Sally is sitting there like, excuse me, I left my whole fashion girly empire, my job at Marchetti, and put this on hold so I can be the CEO and wear that hat because you told me this was our dream. Now you're talking about blackmailing billionaires and playing games with Kane. Boy, if you don't sit down. Now, Billy swears it's genius. Sally calls what it is: reckless, selfish, and downright just plain old stupid. And then my girl grabs her bags, hits him with the ultimate, I'm not doing this with you, and walks right out that door. And Billy, sweetie, you just fumbled Sally Spectra. Congratulations, you played yourself. So now we head over to Crimson Lights, and Kyle is practically begging Claire to forget the kiss that he had with Audra and just run off to Paris with him like nothing ever happened. And Kyle's like, baby, picture it: Paris, romance, Shakespeare and Company, bookstore, croissants. Trust me, we'll be fine. Claire, bless her little heart, or shall I say hypocritical heart, reminds him that she's been in therapy, and not once has the therapist said just hop on a private jet to avoid your issues. Claire, in her mind, thinks she's too grown for this nonsense. But Kyle is desperate. He wants this relationship back on track. He's tossing out proposals, as we remember, trips, declarations, like I'll do anything to make it right. Claire, anything. Sir, the simple answer is, I guess, stop being messy. But hey, this was all part of a plot to blow up her grandfather and the one woman that he hired to take both of their relationships down. Then guess who pops in like the world's most polite third wheel? None other than Holden with his "I'm so sorry. I never meant to cause issues" speech. Now, Kyle side-eye could cut glass, and Holden says that he's heading out to LA for Kane's business, but will be back in Genoa City. Now, Kyle's like, great, so you're not leaving permanently? Cool, hate that for me. The tension, you could butter toast with it. It was so thick. However, he did question Holden like, oh, you're working for Kane again? Or maybe you were always working for Kane. As we all know, he has been working for Kane. And of course, none other than Claire is trying to take up for him, saying, oh, no apologies needed. But you want Kyle to jump through hoops for a whole kiss. Claire, how much forgiveness did you get after sticking a needle in the neck of your grandmother and trying to poison your entire family? However, you get a get out of jail free card and forgiveness, but you can't forgive Kyle over a kiss that was all set in motion by your grandfather and once again Audra, who was hired by your said grandfather to break your heart so he can crash and burn your relationship. But you're not mad at him. Make that make sense, Claire. I mean, either make a decision to either keep this guy and work it out with Kyle or let him go. But this here, you're being a little bit too hard, and it's a little bit too much, especially since you got a whole lot of forgiveness and a free trip to a royalty family. Kyle, if I were you, I would continue to keep your foot on Holden's neck and call him out. Back at society, and Sally rolls in looking like she just survived a Category 5 storm called Billy Abbott. Now, Adam and Chelsea immediately pounce like, girl, what happened with the launch? And Sally just drops the bomb. She's done. She's out. Bye-bye, Abbott Communications. Don't call, don't text. Now, Adam's jaw hit the floor, and this is where it gets real interesting because his energy was definitely suspect. He immediately assumes Billy fired her, that SOB, and Chelsea has to try to play peacemaker like, excuse me, Adam, I think you need to calm down. We don't even know what happened. But Adam is on a roll. He already written Billy's villain origin story in his head, pacing like, I knew that bastard would use Sally and toss her aside. And of course, the side eye was sharp coming from Chelsea. Meanwhile, Sally's phone's ring. Guess who it is? Billy. She answers him with a very cold and frosty, stop calling me, and hangs up. Ooh, you talking about queen behavior right there. Finally, back at that Newman media office, after Adam drags Chelsea back there, he is still ranting like Billy personally ruined his life. He's foaming at the mouth like, how dare he do this to Sally? The company would have been nothing without her. Chelsea tries to calm him down, but she's feeling some kind of way about what he's saying. But Adam is already halfway to building Sally a shrine. Somebody tell him to breathe. And the interesting thing is as much as now Chelsea is supporting Billy, Adam is wondering why do you do this? Why do you always have to support Billy? So both of them are supporting both of their exes, even though they cheated on said exes, and now they still support them. But honestly, I gotta say, Adam's not wrong. Sally is the talent. Billy's just Billy. And right now, he's alone in that apartment, ignoring Kane's calls and staring at that phone like it might text him back an apology. Spoiler alert, Billy, it won't. Okay, so there you have it, and let's review. So Sally said, I am not going down your Titanic, Billy. Adam says, Billy ruined my ex-queen. And Kyle said, Claire, please love me. I'll even take you to Paris. While Holden just casually stirred the pot by existing. I don't know about y'all, but Genoa City is on fire right now, and you know what that means, that the drama is only going to get even started further. Who's going to clean up this mess? Spoiler, probably nobody, but I'll be here with all of the sass and the tea to cover it when it all blows up. And that's the tea for today's Y&R. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And tell me, do you think Sally is really done with Billy, or is she just taking a time out before round 2? Spill it in the comments, because I'm ready to go back and forth. And until next time, we'll see you all soon. Bye, Soapies.